My name is Michael Simons, and I'm a professional realtor here in Playa, Hermosa, Guanacaste, Costa Rica, known as the Papagayo. I've been a full-time permanent resident since 2003, and I'm licensed with Costa Rica Guanacaste Association of Realtors. Nobody works harder for their clients than I do, and nobody sells more real estate than I do. I've helped thousands of people purchase an investment property or relocate to our little paradise. I will answer all your emails, I will answer all your questions, and I will be there for you, not just to sell you your property, but after. And most important, I'll become your friend. Hope you join us. People obviously ask me all the time, what's it cost to live in Costa Rica? And I say, well, it depends on where you come from, but for the most part, for the majority of people, it's substantially less than where they were living before. Now, don't get me wrong, Costa Rica is not cheap anymore. There are places that are advertising around the world, you can live for $600 a month. I don't want to live somewhere where you can live for $600 a month, because that means nothing works. But Costa Rica, especially for a coastal community, is substantially less than most places around the world. I've lived in Southern California. I lived in Boca Raton. I've been in Hilton Head. I've been in some nice places in my life, and trust me, compared to those places, this place costs nothing. It's very inexpensive. But if you compared it to Oklahoma or maybe Edmonton, it might be on par. So what I tell people is you can live at the beach, you can live in a tropical environment for the cost of what it would cost you to maybe live in Kansas. No disrespect to my good friend Phil in Kansas, who I've known for the majority of my life, but I would rather live here at the beach than live in Kansas. I'll give you an example. Property taxes in this country are 0.25%. That's 1/4%. That's a fraction of what it costs in most places. My friends in Toronto are telling me it's 2 or 3%. So in other words, a $300,000 property in Costa Rica costs you $600 to $700 a year in taxes. Very, very low. I can have a maid for $20 or $25 a day. In other words, I can have a maid come every single day to my house, iron my clothes, wash everything. I personally have done nothing in 12 years because I can pay somebody else to do it. I pay my maid less in a week than I used to pay my Boca Raton maid for 1 day's worth of work. And she didn't do windows and she didn't iron. Generally, food for the most part is less. Now, if you're buying North American products, if you go into the grocery store and you have to have Haagen-Dazs ice cream and you have to have Philadelphia cream cheese, yeah, you're going to pay more for those items, but what you find out when you live here is the Costa Rican version of those items is usually better. The Costa Rican ice cream, in my opinion, blows away Haagen-Dazs ice cream. At the same token, fresh fish and vegetables and fruit and chicken, fraction of a cost. I just bought an entire loin of filet mignon, literally as long as my arm, for $25 that makes 10 steaks. That would have been $100, maybe $150 at a meat market in the United States of America. So overall, your cost of living is substantially less. So here's what I tell people. Be prepared for the initial bite, that initial cost to move here. Because you gotta remember, you're moving to another country. So you've gotta buy everything. You've gotta buy your house, you've gotta buy your car, and you've gotta buy whatever toys it is that makes you happy. For some people, it's a boat. For some people, it's exercise equipment. For me, it was TVs and satellite dishes because I don't want to give up my sports. But once you make that purchase, once you've come up with that initial out of money, the cost to live here is generally about 30 to 40% of what it costs to live in most nice places in North America. Come on down, baby.